Well, hello everybody. How y'all doing? I'm drinking that Midland Maibach, man. And you'll see, drinking it in my, let's see if I can focus. Oh yeah. Drinking in my Texas Brewing glass here, Belgian glass, if you will, snifter. It's a very good beer, but look at the design on this glass. It's pretty cool, man. I order my beer ingredients from these guys ever since I had moved to Midland and then moved back to Houston. I've been ordering my beer ingredients from this guy just because he has everything and anything I need, like any kind of hop, any kind of grain that I think he's not going to have, he has it. Anyway, so let's talk about what we're doing today. I'm going to take a crack at my very first own wine kit. Apparently it's easier than beer, because beer has a lot of steps in it to get to the finished product. And if you can get through those hurdles, apparently wine is a piece of cake. Now, I did kind of preview this wine kit that I've got back here. It's a strawberry, what is it? Let's find it here. It's a strawberry white Zinfandel. Basically, this kit has everything I need other than equipment to make my own 6-gallon batch of wine. So, it has a juice in there. The grapes have already been squeezed. I don't have to worry about doing that. It's already in a bag of juice ready to go, ready to ferment. And it's a very concentrated bag of juice, so I'm going to have to like dilute it up to 6 gallons of product. And also there is some strawberry and grape mixed flavor stuff that I add to the wine right before I bottle it. So let's go ahead and get in this kit and talk about what we got in here. I get this cool little bag of stuff here, some instructions and some other items. Like I said, instructions, pretty big sheet of instructions. Smells like the wine too. It smells like the juice. So, but yeah, it's got like English instructions, and then it's got like looks like French instructions on the back or so. So let's go ahead and do the French version. If I only knew how to read French. Spanish, no problem. But yeah. So in this kit, it says it's a juice bag, yeast nutrient, potassium metabisulfite. That's used. It's a clearing agent. And there's a yeast nutrient. Once the gravity gets down to about 1040 to 1050, I guess I throw the yeast nutrient in there to kind of boost the yeast activity. We use yeast nutrients in beer sometimes. Right when we're pitching the yeast, we'll mix some nutrient in there as well to kind of give the yeast something else to feed on. Usually on the higher gravity beers, the beers that can get too alcoholic for the yeast and the yeast starts dying off, you'll throw some yeast nutrient in there, kind of help boost the life of that yeast that you're using. But and it comes with Kieselsaal and chitosan, which is clarifiers, and potassium sorbate, which is like a stabilizer. So yeah, and that's what all these are. Now this kit's different from kits I've seen people do online. Is usually there's like a clay that you mix in with the water. You put the water in, you put that in the bucket, then you pour the juice on there and top it up and everything. This kit is different. As a matter of fact, we'll talk about that here in a second. But here's all the goodies, man. The yeast pack, which will sanitize down real good. It's supposed to really keep these refrigerated. And I do have a little mini refrigerator that I'll talk about in another video, not this one, just because I'm still tinkering with that thing. Yeast pack, yeast nutrient when the gravity gets between 1040 and 1050, which means I'll have to pull samples of this wine a couple of days in just to kind of see where the gravity is on it. This is the sorbate stuff, clarifying potassium metabisulfite and potassium sorbate also. So they give you 2 packets of that, huh? There's a sorbate and a no, there's 2 packets of sorbate and 1 packet of metabisulfite. And then there's these clarifiers here. So yeah, we'll set these aside because I'm not going to use them right now. Let's go ahead and look at the instructions and see what the hell to do with this, man. This is either going to go really well for me or it's going to go terribly wrong. You know, but I'm going to take the chance, you know. So let's look at the instructions real quick. See what the instructions tell me to do here. All right. First, it's telling me to mark my primary fermenter at the 6 gallon mark. I don't need to do that. I'm using my conical, or I'm using my SS Brew-Tech brew bucket to do this in. Yes, you can do wine in your brew buckets. Don't worry about anything. So it says to mark the 6 gallon level, which I don't need to do. Empty the contents of the large juice bag into the fermenter, primary fermenter they say, because I will move this from one fermenter to another just to get it off the yeast to help clarify it. I will be moving it between 2 of my SS Brew-Tech buckets, so I already know to do that. Yeah, so put the juice in there, fill it up to 6 gallons mark with clean drinking water, which I have my sink over here, which I'm a little delayed in getting the video out for that. It'll either come before this video or after. I don't know, man. These things are always out of turn. But yes, I have a functioning sink in here. It's like through a temporary connection kind of plumbing deal. And then take the gravity. So let's go ahead and do that, man. Let's get the juice in the fermenter. I've already got a fermenter down here on the floor that you can't see. It's already sanitized. So we are going to go ahead and do that. Alright guys, here's the fermenter. Nice stainless steel, got some star sand all over it to kind of kill off any potential bacteria that could be in here. So let's go ahead and do this, man. Here's my grape juice, just a bag of grape juice. I'm going to hold it like this, I guess, and dump it in there, and then we will put some water in the bag to kind of get the excess, any extra juice that's left behind out so we can pour it in here. So I'm going to go ahead and pop the cap on this thing and see how this goes. Alright, I got the top off. Let's see how I want to do this so I don't like screw up here. Oh, there it goes. Oh, this stuff is thick, man. And gloopy. Not gloopy, but I mean like, it's definitely concentrated wine, or it's concentrated grape juice. So let's go ahead and get as much of this out as I can. Okay. Oh, that smells so good, man. I'm gonna fill this up with a little more water to get the rest out of the bag. Alright. Rinse the bag out some here. Alright, that's pretty good. Alright, let's go over to the sink and top this up to 6. And then I'll move the fermenter back up on the table here. Alright, so we got the fermenter here. And you guys can't see it, and I can barely see it actually, but the 6 gallon mark is 6 gallon mark is right about here. So that's where I'm going to fill it up to. Just some good old cold water. And this is good quality drinking water. This is water, it comes off the tap of my home, but all the water, even my taps, is ran through a carbon scrubber and a water softener. So we're good there. And since we're only diluting this wine, we're not really worried about extracting sugars or anything. I don't have to compensate for the hardness coming out of my water through my water softener. So that's a plus. So we're gonna fill this up and then see how it goes. Getting some good aeration in there too. Very important for the yeast. Matter of fact, I do have a shower head kind of sprayer on my sink here. Got to get it right up to there. This is going to be heavy to lift back up. Now another thing you're going to see here in a minute, so I'm not going to use a glycol chiller or anything on this. I'm actually just going to kick the brew shed temperature down to about 70 degrees and just kind of hope the ambience works on this, the ambient temperature. Just because I'm going to need to pull hydrometer samples on this wine as it ferments, and it's just going to be a pain with it connected to the glycol chiller and everything. But I think it'll be okay, because this wine can ferment between 68 degrees and 75 degrees. So if I kick the shed temp down to about 70 degrees, it's going to run, the AC is going to run a bit in here, but that's okay. It's a very energy efficient unit. So I'm just getting some good aeration in there with that sprayer. And oxygen's very important right now. Later on we will want to avoid oxygen as much as possible. So we're going to fill her all the way up to 6. And we're there. Alright, let's get this fermenter back up. Alright, there she is. Let me see what the instructions say now. Alright, ensure the temperature of the room and juice are between 18 to 20, blah blah blah, 75. I know my water temperature is about 80. I'm not going to freak out about it though. I am going to go ahead and add the yeast pack, guys. Not too worried about that. This room will get really cool, and this wine's going to get, or this juice concentrate, not a wine yet, or this diluted concentrate will turn into wine, but this will get down to about 70-ish or so. So I'm going to go ahead and, it says just add my yeast pack. Actually, I need to give this a, I need to give this a good stir, just kind of mix everything real good before I take my gravity reading. That way I'm not getting some weird numbers. Stir, stir, stir. Get that juice and water mixed up real good together. Give it a good whirl. Okay, that's a pretty good stir. Let's get our gravity sample. Wow, that looks weird, don't it? All the sugars. I'm gonna use my Brewing America hydrometer for this. You guys always see me use a refractometer. Well, today we are using the trusty traditional hydrometer for this. Okay, that's why I have this on the table, because I want to pull a sample. So I have to get it to the edge here. Get myself a gravity sample.
Okay, so clearly I lost mic audio on this because my battery died on my lav mic. So we're just taking the gravity reading. We got around 1070 on this, a little bit lower than I expected, about 10 points. And I went ahead and pitched the yeast in this, and I'm just going to put the airlock in here, and that'll be the end of this part 1 of making my first batch of wine. So stick around and check out the second video for this series. Cheers.